Right, welcome ladies and gents. We've got an update finally on the brand new Alien movie. That's right, yeah, this is something which is in the works. It's so weird to say that. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I'm liking the fact that we're going to be talking about a new Alien movie at some point now. I mean, we're talking about it now, aren't we? So we've got a casting update. And I can neither say whether this is good or bad because quite limited information to really go on. But it's not terrible. It's good to get an update. This means it's moving ahead quicker. Like it wasn't, and it's not long been announced. So this is progressing further down the line. With a bit of luck, start shooting next year. We could get it tail end of next year, maybe. Who knows? Depending on how much post-production work is in it. But let's check this out. This comes to us from The Hollywood Reporter. Kaylee Spaney is in talks to star in the Alien movie from Fede Alvarez. Now, this is in talks. Obviously, it says it's in talks. But the fact that this is now leaking and coming out is getting close. Probably, they're confident enough to either leak it to the press or whatever. So it's not like a done deal, but maybe getting there anyway. So let's take a look, right? Rising actress Kaylee Spaney, who appeared in HBO's Mayor of Easttown, is in talks to lead the next Alien movie. You know what? I really like the fact they're sticking with a female lead for this new iteration. Whatever you want to call it. We don't even know what's going on with this movie yet. Literally no information at all. But I like the fact that they're sticking with the female lead. I'm all for that. I'm very happy. Like that's it's the through line, isn't it? Of all these films, always been a female lead. Always, I don't know. Like it's in the DNA of the franchise. Even Prometheus and Alien Covenant, female leads. Whatever you think of, how charismatic they were, still female-led. And I like it. I like that we're having that through line. I like that we're sticking with the DNA of the franchise. So that's cool. Fede Alvarez, the filmmaker behind Don't Breathe. So, good stock. 2013's remake of Evil Dead. Wrote the script and is directing the feature project that will reboot the sci-fi horror franchise. They say reboot. It's not been confirmed that it's a reboot, just as an FYI. That's not been confirmed. So they're starting to throw around this terminology that will probably confuse a few people or make people think, they're scrapping other stuff and it's a reboot, etc., etc., whatever, right? It's never been confirmed. Never been confirmed that it's a reboot. But, the fact that he, the fact that he's writing the script, I think that's really, really good. But anyway, so Ridley Scott, who directed the original, he's on board as a producer. And that means his production company's on board, Scott Free Banner. Alvarez is also producing. It's dependent on what route they're going down when it comes to producing with Ridley Scott. You know what? I'm going to say it, I always cop flack from this, but I really hope he doesn't have a creative say in this. I just hope that he doesn't. Loads of people keep talking about like Raised by Wolves and stuff. He didn't write that. He literally directed the opening of it and the similarities and stuff, whatever. I don't care. Ridley Scott's fine. He's done some amazing stuff. Track record of late hasn't been that great. So I don't really want him involved on a creative aspect. And you know what? I'd really like to see what Fede Alvarez can do just by himself, just creatively. I think that's quite an exciting prospect. So that's another reason why I just don't want him involved, because I think he will neuter, potentially, what Fede Alvarez could do just alone. God damn, so many bloody adverts. But anyway, so plot details kept under wraps, of course. The casting of Spaney does continue the franchise's tradition of hanging a strong female lead at the centre of the series. Now, interestingly, Spaney's currently shooting Priscilla, which is a biopic of Elvis Presley's one-time wife, Priscilla Ann Presley. Didn't know that. Didn't know that at all. I think that's interesting as far as it goes. I think that's an interesting sort of stock to go from. She was in something else, actually, which was a little bit more notable. So her movie, she was the annoying girl in Pacific Rim Uprising. There you go. That's where you'll recognise her from. So she's changed quite a bit from that to, well, no, to that from Pacific Rim Uprising, which was this one here. So not a good intro to her as an actor, but not terribly either. She's been in some other stuff, actually. But nothing huge. So this is the first update we've got on this movie. I do wonder if they're going to try to tie some of this stuff up with the series that's in the works from Noah Hawley, which we received some concept art for fairly recently and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see whether they try to tie this together with that series. That series is set closer to where we are now, before the events, I guess, of Alien. Again, they're sort of throwing out the timeline. Who actually knows anymore? I don't even think Disney knows, let's be honest. But I think this is good news. On face value, we don't know anything else past that, really. We've not seen her in a lot of stuff. So it's a bit difficult to really say whether, like, she's bang-up actress, you know, whatever, cool, sure. She's been in enough now where Pacific Rim Uprising as an introduction to her acting career, she could have improved significantly since then, basically. So I don't think necessarily her being in that is, you know, a detractor to this news now. And I'd like to see what she's done, what she can achieve now as an actor, given time. You know, never underestimate time and actors who are really trying to knuckle down with their craft, and also different directors, of course. Fede Alvarez is a good director, can direct strong females as well, so that's important. You know, I think that's an important element of this. It's like I said about, loads of people don't like Prey, fuck off, I don't care. But it's like I said about Prey and Dan Trachtenberg. I was like, Dan Trachtenberg has a good track record of directing strong females. I think he'll do pretty well with that. Turns out, in my opinion, I was right. So a director does matter. But this, I'm excited for. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Genuinely love to hear it.